Dear Amy, word has reached me of your military victory against the heathen Aethar. Allow me to be the first person of consequence to congratulate you. Your tutors always said you had a knack for warfare. I must admit, I held out some hope that you would make it your conduit. A conduit of war would be a great boon to the family. Nevertheless, you must be congratulated on your more mundane victory. Hopefully, we will have many years of peace now that they have been driven away from our lands 2 times during my reign. That will be enough praise for one letter. I have many issues to discuss with you. First, it has come to my attention that your sister Sabrina has found her way to the Gorefields and is currently in the care of Duke Pendergrass. I hope that you have investigated this situation thoroughly, and if he has anything to do with her disappearance from the castle, I hope you will deliver his head to me promptly. If not, it is allowable for her to remain there and indulge his fantasies of developing conduits. For many decades he has harbored this ludicrous belief that a regular person can achieve godhood. He is welcome to try. If Sabrina has what makes me special, she will flourish, and if not, she will perish. Same as you and the rest of your siblings. If he succeeds, then I will have proof that my miraculous gifts have been passed down along our illustrious family line, proving once again our superiority. And if he fails, again, we will have more examples to point to that no amount of hard work is the equal of an immaculate pedigree. The second issue I would like to discuss with you is the matter of some escaped prisoners. You may have heard some prospective gladiators quit my Colosseum ahead of schedule. While most of them are of little consequence, they do count among the number a conduit you should keep an eye out for, her and her merry band. The castle tracked them near the Gorefields, but lost them in a swarm of halflings. Most unfortunate. In fact, we lost a great knight in the battle, whose death must be revenged upon these escapees and their kobold leader. Interestingly, some of these aforementioned halflings came in contact with my conduit Salt during the battle. It will be interesting to see how such mindless subjects react to my gifts. I know not how much personality exists within them to rebel against my influence. It will be quite fascinating to see if they blossom or shatter. Recently, I had an experiment which had a most promising result. A smuggler in Harp City so dedicated to smuggling that he retained quite a bit of himself under my influence. He was still able to speak and did not seem to be succumbing to the influence of the salt crystals as quickly as the others. Too often my subjects' minds are muddled and clouded with ideology and hobbies and family, and they do not allow for full integration with my gifts. A very painful way to die, it appears, but perhaps they should have been more dedicated. These halflings may have just the unclouded minds that I've been looking for. Maybe, finally, someone will be able to dedicate themselves fully to their potential. We shall see. Finally, there is the matter of this so-called rebellion. I have no real worries that the insect folk or the moles pose a real threat to my reign. However, allowing these rumors to circulate may embolden individuals who could damage property or threaten trade in some vain hope of inconveniencing me. Therefore, I will be deploying some motivated agents to key locations in the kingdom. Powerful allies who will be able to sniff out any whiffs of rebellion and crush it where it grows. Expect just such an agent shortly. If there is any hint of insurrection in the gore fields, they will smother it in the cradle. I believe that is all the business I wish to discuss with you, Amy. Convey my wishes and expectations to Sabrina, and tell her the same thing I told you when you left home. Come back with a conduit, or not at all.
Покайся богам, пацан, ведь во всем виноват ты сам. Похоже, ты влип, пацан, и расхлебывать будешь сам. И расхлебывать будешь сам. Боги не услышат твоих слов. Их защиты не ищи ты.
It's like how in Bill and Ted they use the F slur.
Yeah.
And it's like, aw, that's unfortunate.
The new Bill and Ted, however, is way better.
Oh yeah,
Like,
the new one is real good and wholesome. If you can ignore that the second one is a bit trash.
All right, so last we left this adventure, the NPCs of the Thriller Bark have been kidnapped
Oh, fuck yeah, that's right. Shit.
by halflings who have holed up in the mall, and the party pursued them very comically, one wheel off the skiff, dragging across the salt as Thunderstruck blared non-diegetically.
We failed so spectacularly.
Yeah, I believe 6 or 7 botches, almost like in a row, really just 50-car pileup of an episode. But it ended pretty positively with Vindrass tagging one of the halflings with a guiding bolt so it can be tracked. And I think as a result of that, the halflings in this, basically the opening area of the mall, like the hallway that comes off the doors, they scatter throughout the building. And we're entering a kind of interesting combat scenario here. I think this might be the most complex fight in the history of Dice Funk. And I know you're saying, oh no, Austin, we're all so sleepy and so high.
Why would you do this? This is my birthday. The one gift I ask is that you don't make things complicated, and that each of you give me one of your crits or take away one of my bots. That's all I ask for.
And that I be allowed to be really high.
Well, the great thing is that it was just really complicated for me to make. It has nothing to do with how it's going to be to experience, which is actually going to be pretty simple for you, because what I'm asking of each of you is which halfling do you chase through the mall? Because there are 4 in this area who go off in different directions.
Number 3.
Well, I'm telling you what stores they go into, and so you can decide.
I said number 3.
Okay, well, they're not numbered.
I want to see the Hannibal Calflings behind door number 2.
Let him tell us what they are first.
Oh, okay. All right.
You can tell me exactly what they are. I'm telling you, I'm going after number 3.
I would like to make an informed decision, like a responsible D&D player.
But tell me first off, what's the trip that I'm going to win if I choose the correct door? Like, where's my vacation?
See, Chris, don't get yourself so hung up on door number 3. You might find out that door number 1 is an anime store that's definitely not like one that you've ever attempted to shill.
Hey, we're not an anime store. We're
Pop culture.
like a discount head shop without the pipes because those get you in trouble.
Do you have grinders?
No, we used
Then
to
you're
sell
not a head
grinders.
shop.
We used to sell grinders, but again, it gets you in trouble. So
Okay. Well, sorry, you're not a head shop.
I know.
decided.
Okay, so here are the 4 stores where you believe your 4 party members are being held by the halflings who have now retreated to their captives. The stores are Games and Watches, a store which sells video games and watches, obviously. There is Accessory Hut.
Oh.
Yeah, thank you, Laura.
Yeah, I appreciate your creativity.
There is
Continue.
Accessory Hut, which sells mostly sunglasses and hats.
Uh-huh.
Actually, here's the fucking thing about it, all right? I don't mean to interrupt you here.
Yeah, go ahead.
But Game & Watch, okay, cool, I'm with you. Sunglass Hut actually sells watches.
Oh, do they really? Yeah, they do. That's
Yes.
right.
Yes,
Watches
that's
and
half
very
their product
expensive
line.
Sunglasses.
Yes.
In our universe, they are not allowed to because of a lawsuit.
Sorry, carry on.
All right, the third location is actually the food court, which includes such fare as the cinnamon bun store, a fried food stall, and a smoothie shop.
No pretzels?
Oh, I should have done pretzels. That'd be good.
No, there's got to be an Orange Julius in there, right?
Yeah. Oh, it's really disappointing. The Dairy Queen by me doesn't have the regular, like the OG Orange Julius, and I'm like, what's the point then?
I didn't even realize that those companies were connected in any way.
Oh yeah, they like bottom out.
Uh,
I think. Yeah.
The Dairy Queen by me doesn't even have hot food, so I don't even know what you're talking about. You get ice
What
cream
the
at Dairy
fuck?
Queen.
that's tragic. Dairy Queen has a solid burger.
I can't imagine that. It's weird. Having not
I know,
grown up
but
with
it's
it,
true.
the idea of being like, I would like to go to this ice cream store for one hot dog, please.
Right?
No, they've got really, really good soft pretzel sticks. They're real
Poor
good.
Austin. I'm sorry. Continue.
Yeah, sorry.
And finally, one of the halflings retreats to the in-mall movie theater.
Ooh.
So those are the 4 locations where each of you can chase a halfling in order to fight for your friends.
Hut!
This is very complicated for me, but for you, it's pretty simple.
I want the hut.
Can Vindrass go to the game and also watches store?
Yep, Game & Watches.
Game and watches, yeah.
All right.
I'm going to the hut.
Well, Khorton's going with Vindrass to the Game & Watch.
Ah.
Okay, so that is a legitimate choice. I just want you to know that in universe, you have every reason to believe you are leaving that party member to die.
Oh, they're individually held in.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought we were trying to figure out which one they were in.
No, we each gotta say someone.
I want to go to the movie theater.
Cool. I'll go to the food court.
All right, so first up is Vindrass. So actually, these are in order, and the simple
Oh,
things.
sweet. I get to, hang out for a while. I'm going on mute, losers. Enjoy your role playing.
This is literally what I was saying. It's very simple for you. With the person who's not currently on screen can just go on Twitter or whatever the fuck.
Well, see, that's why I'm glad I'm going first. I can then just get back to, having a chill time.
So Vindrass, you run into Game & Watches. It is a pretty standard video game store, although Vindrass, you have no idea what that means. There's just a lot of weird boxes with pictures with men with guns on them. So
How many of these could Vindrass look at and go, I could just, stick a picture of Khorton's face on this, and this could be a new piece of religious art?
I like that. Let's put a pin on that because we're in the middle of combat, but I do like the idea of you walk into a store which seems to be selling art of men with guns is kind of their primary thing they sell here. And then there's a rack of watches. There are 3 halflings who are surprisingly well kept for halflings. Your experience with them so far has been as kind of dirty, blood-covered cannibals. These ones have had a couple days or maybe a week in this mall, basically just getting washed up, getting dressed. They're all wearing what's the GameStop uniform? It's just kind of a collared t-shirt and slacks.
I think you just said they're a black. No, is that Target?
It's a
Not
black
Target's
polo. It's black collared polo, typically embroidered with a logo on the left breast, and slacks, gray or black, typically.
Okay, so there's 3 halflings like that. You see that they also have pink crystal growths on their body. One seems to have one kind of coming out of their chest, like bursting a button on their shirt. This one opens the back door to like the manager's office and runs inside and closes and locks it. Another one has like one coming out of the side of their head, almost like a kind of like a horn or an antler. And then there's one who's like standing behind the cash register who has crystals like pushing out of their knuckles. So that's what you see here, Vindrass.
Okay. Walking in, Vindrass is going to cast Spiritual Weapon and come in axe ready.
This is so interesting because I didn't know if this was going to work or not. This thing I've done here, but it actually works perfectly because Spiritual Weapon, I believe, is a concentration spell.
On the thing I'm looking at, it doesn't say concentration spell.
Okay, so Spiritual Weapon is not a concentration spell, which means actually this nothing happens. Sorry, I'm leaving this in because it would have been interesting just because the way this show works is nothing's really planned. We just kind of roll with the punches. So sometimes it's interesting to see what traps you don't step in.
Well, I'll make sure not to do any concentration spells now, thanks.
Oh, Laura,
Appreciate the
play
heads
with
up.
me.
Okay, I'll play in the space. I'll keep an eye out for any that might be funny to do.
Okay, so what's your spiritual weapon?
I'm going with the glowing variant of the axe baloney again.
All right, so 2 things happen. One is that the halfling with the crystal growing out of their head tries to headbutt you. 11's gonna miss your AC.
Yep.
And then the one with the crystals out of their knuckles actually punches at you twice, 24 and 23.
Those are gonna hit.
And then actually the halfling is going to action surge and punch you 2 more times. 24, 18, my word.
The 18 does not hit, but anything over a 20 there hit.
That's incredible because I did not. They have the same bonus. It wasn't like one is like jacked and one is not jacked.
Yeah, I'm now looking like, quick, does my character have anything to avoid getting hit other than ridiculously high AC? I don't think so, really. That's fine.
All right, you take 14 damage. So basically what happens is you walk into the game and watches. You see 3 halflings. One runs into the back room. One tries to run at you and headbutt you with his head crystal, and you just kind of push him away because he's not very impressive. But then the one leaps over the counter and just begins going apeshit on you with its knuckle crystals. And this one is like, it seems extremely powerful. It's like, it's wailing on you. I want to say specifically this one is like a woman. She's in her nice game store outfit, her uniform, and she's just going ham on you like you've never seen before. And you take 14 damage. What do you do about that?
Oh, that's less than ideal. I'm not super happy about that, as you can imagine. You know what? Let's go in with the spiritual weapon on one of those enemies, and I'm gonna... Yeah, so let's just do regular attack first and see how this does. Does a 13 hit?
Yep.
Okay, wonderful. And let's roll that damage. That's 12 damage.
All right, so basically your spiritual axe hits the halfling who just punched you, yes?
Yeah, whichever one just did me some big damage, fuck you in particular.
All right, so that's the opening clash of this fight. As you summon this weapon, the one jumps over the counter and starts wailing on you. You hit back with your spiritual weapon, and there's a moment where the 3 of you are standing in this game store, kind of facing each other down. And the punch halfling says, "You're pretty good, but we have you outnumbered. We have 12 conduits. You have 1."
You've got big crystals in your head. That's not quite the same thing as... I don't understand this stuff fully. As far as I understand, if I just leave you be, you'll eventually explode into salt dust or whatever goes on with you. I think I like my chances.
Yeah, the halfling who tried to headbutt you to no effect holds their head as if they're in pain and says, "Yeah, that's why we have to capture you for the God King, so he won't let us die. We have to make him proud."
Hey, I get the impression this is the kind of man that no matter what you do, he's not going to help you.
He's already helped us more than you. You killed all of our friends.
You were doing a lot of people eating.
Yeah, the one who punched you, the punch halfling says, "We know what you're up to. We know we had to be better. This isn't about them. We have to get you for the God King. That's all this is. Don't take it personally."
I don't take it personally, but I warn you, as soon as you are no longer useful, he's just going to let you explode into soul. This is not someone who's going to go, you did very well. I will expend time and energy keeping you around now. You got the crystal in your head, you're going to explode.
That halfling says, "Then I'll just have to keep being useful. You can call me Effort. I didn't have a name before, but the God King gave me one, and for that I owe him my life." And she lunges at you. 11, action surge. As you may have figured out by now, her conduit is that she gets an action surge every turn instead of the several times per long rest that a fighter would get it. 20 and 20.
20 is exactly the AC, unless I have a thing to... No, I don't think I do, no. No, that hits my AC.
10 damage as she punches you again. She hits you right in this armor that has protected you from all kinds of blows, and the pink salt crystals just punch through it, just like as if it was cardboard. These things are way more dangerous than any weapon you've come across. And they burn like hell. Like, you know that you've heard the phrase like salting the wound. That's literally what's happening. And the one behind you is still like holding his head as if in pain, and you see like it looks like his nose is bleeding a little bit. And his pain psychically transfers to you, and you need to make a wisdom saving throw.
I had a +5 bonus on that, and I got an 8. That's not going to do it.
Oh my gosh.
Oh!
That roll is so bad. You only take a mere 1 damage as you get a mild headache as he tries to pass his suffering on to you. He says, "I'm worried. Oh, I'm so worried."
Oh no!
Aww.
Are we fighting the 7 dwarves? Is that what's happening?
Well, there's 12 of them, so that would be weird.
Yeah, the 12 well, that's why you've got, like, effort in there. You had to add some extras to make it work.
Yeah.
Yeah, horny did not make the Disney film, okay?
That's because they're all horny, Conrad.
No.
Listen, I'm just telling you, all the old fairy tales are much darker than you think. They're much randier than you think.
Yes, they are.
Okay, is it my turn to do stuff again?
It sure is.
Would it take an action for me to consume, I believe I have it written in my equipment list as a Novocaine healing potion.
It's not an action, it's called an interaction to do a simple thing like picking up or dropping an item, or literally the book says putting something in your mouth.
Sure.
Which I just thought was funny.
In that case, I don't know exactly what effect this is going to have, but I have a Novocaine healing potion that we stole from a dentist's office at some point. I'm having some of that.
Yeah, that's very funny. So what happens mechanically is you go back to full health. What happens narratively is Laura's gonna have some fun with a numb mouth voice for the rest of the episode.
Stick some like cotton balls in your mouth.
I don't know how to do that and have it not sound like I'm doing a weird voice.
Get really stoned. Your mouth will get really dry.
I can find something. Give me a sec.
I didn't know this was gonna happen.
Or the marbles, like My Fair Lady.
How's
The rain
this?
is spade.
How's
Oh,
this?
yeah. Very good.
This would be great for deliciousness.
Oh, it's so cute.
All right, so Vindrass, it's your turn.
Okay, well, whichever one I most want to deal with. For effort, let's cast Inflict Wounds.
Oh dear. Okay,
Yeah.
that's a con save, I believe.
No, I just do a melee spell attack.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh no. So these halflings are not armored whatsoever. They're just basically out here in GameStop uniforms, so their AC is pretty bad.
Is 8 enough to do it?
8 is not enough to do it, no.
11 damage. Halved is what, 5?
Yeah. So the way I believe this looked before, you described it, it was just like a beam made out of cutting. It's like a very metaphysical, just like slashes through the air.
Indeed.
And yeah, so Effort like dodges out of the way and like throws himself back over the counter, and this like slams into the wall, and just video games go everywhere. Just like they all are blasted off the wall, and now you're wading through game boxes.
Oh no, they're resale value.
All right, here it comes again. Effort's going to try to basically kung fu you here. 21, 21, 21, 20.
How are you rolling this good?
I don't even know. That's not how math works.
No.
That's how this season works. Come on.
Can you give at least one of these good rolls to me, Austin? It's my birthday. One of them's mine now.
Those are the birthday rules.
All right, she does 15 damage as she fucking does a capoeira move over the fucking counter and starts spin kicking you like Eddie Gordo. She is a total freaking badass. I had no idea. In the corner, Worry kind of whimpers and tries to psionically attack you again. That's a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, that's 6.
All right, you take 8 damage as you're a bug person. I assume you have some kind of nose. I was gonna say your nose starts bleeding, but I realized you don't have like a really proper nose. But you are in psychic pain, and your mind is kind of like a rush with all these different worries. Specifically, Vindrass, what are you worried about?
I think Vindrass is worried about what if she can't get back to Khorton, and Khorton needs her, and she's not there to look after him this time.
Aw. All right, it's your turn. Effort is the one you've been fighting fiercely. They seem pretty badly hurt, but they're very dangerous. What do you do?
I'm sticking with Effort. Effort is the one I'm concerned about right now.
Yeah.
So let's attack with the spiritual weapon.
Mm-hmm.
20.
Oh, yeah.
I rolled real bad damage there, so I'm going to use one of my psionic die for Psi-Guided Strike to re-roll that damage die. Oh, that's perfect. So I now do 14 damage. But because I rolled an 8 on my psionic die becomes a d6 until my next rest.
All right, so you use maximum psionic force to power up this attack, but the effort means your next psionic ability won't be as powerful. How does this look to you? Because you've won. Is this lethal or non-lethal?
I think the aim is for this to be non-lethal.
Mm-hmm.
It's incapacitating, but there's no need for this to be murder.
Okay, so how does this look to you? Effort jumps over. I mean, Effort is just like a whirling dervish of punches and kicks, and they're kicking your ass, frankly. And what do you do to turn the tide to win this melee?
I think Vindrass sort of is sprinting up full force, ready to really go at it with this spiritual weapon. Gotta take that out of my mouth for a second.
No, you can have it out for the rest of the time. It's bad for the audio. It's just a very funny gag.
So Vindrass comes in full force, and as this psionic power adds to her swing, it's as if the axe is being propelled forwards in her hands. Like, this should, by all accounts, be a fatal blow. And at the last minute, she just turns it a little, so it's no longer blade first, it is side of the axe into them. And with the force it's come in with the speed it's been swung, it's still enough to incapacitate them, but it's not axe right through the center of a person.
Okay, interesting. So basically what happens here is between Effort's flurry of blows and between Worry's psychic assault, you may have lost this fight, but because of your psionic training, you are able to control your weapon with such specificity that you basically telekinetically push it around their attack and knock them unconscious with the back of the blade. So it's like, if it weren't for your work with Weaver, you might have died here.
Hooray! Competency!
Yeah, I mean, Worry is just you see one of the blood vessels in their eye pop, and they just begin kind of crawling out of the game and watches. Do you allow them to run away?
I allow them to run away. I think they're probably going to be too worried to pick a fight by themselves.
So they scamper away. Right now, Vindrass, you're in the games and watches all alone. There's a door at the back. It's locked. Inside you hear something going on. You hear like a low talking, but you can't make it out by the time you get there.
I'm going to attempt to just kick this door, just brute force.
All right, yeah, you're a very strong character, so why don't you give me a strength check?
That's an 8. That's not a particularly strong kick on that door.
No, you just kick the door and it just kind of is, the lock holds. I've never actually been in a position to try this at the back of a GameStop. I'm very curious now if it can hold up to a good kick.
It can.
Yeah.
I think in most it wouldn't have to. If you kicked the door in the back of a GameStop, the teenager on the couch would probably panic and just open the door for you.
So what happens here is you hear on the other side of the door, you hear Young say, "No, please," and then you hear a halfling say, "I'm sorry."
I kick the door, hopefully much harder. Kick it again.
Lola Beans.
Hello.
Hello, you go to the accessory hut, huh?
I love huts and I love accessories.
All right, so you run in there. You also see 3 halflings. You see one who has wearing a bunch of hats, just like 7 hats all on top of each other, just like a Jenga tower of hats. You see one who's wearing way too many sunglasses. They have like 3 on their nose, and then they were also wearing them as like they have them basically tied together as like bracelets and ankle accessories. They don't really understand what glasses are.
Oh god. I say, is there belts? Is there like one trying to Final Fantasy it?
Yeah, fucking hell. Of course, Lauren, the last one is all belts. Outfit made of belts.
All belts. I think it's very cool.
Hey, you laugh at that like that's not 80% of Final Fantasy protagonists.
All belts.
Just all belts.
So one thing that happens when you enter the accessory hut is one of the people in this room is the conduit of discernment. So they immediately see all of your weaknesses, and they immediately understand your style, the way you move. How this manifests mechanically is I roll 3 d20s, and then I can replace any of the rolls they make in the rest of this combat with these rolls if I want to. So 18, 13, and 17 are those rolls I can use at a later time for this character.
Okay.
But like Vindrass, as you enter the accessory hut, you kind of have the drop on this group.
All right, great. So, you said there's 3? There's 3.
There's 3.
We each get 3. All right. And they're humanoids.
Yep, they're all halflings.
All right, so I'm going to do a shot at each one.
All right. You just immediately open fire.
Boom. 27, 26, 12.
Holy dear. Okay, so yeah, 27 and 26 hit. 12 does not.
All right. It's going to be 11 and a 12.
All right, that's decent damage. You just kick open the door to the accessory hut and just shoot 2 of them.
Just boom, boom, boom. Yeah.
So you just pop. You just shoot 2 of them, and the one that you don't shoot goes, "Oh my god, holy shit!" and then just runs forward and tries to grapple you. They are the conduit of possessiveness, which means they can grapple you automatically, no saving throw. So they just
Damn it.
They run up and they just put you in a headlock. First thing that happens. That's their turn.
Well,
The second one.
I don't like it.
Yeah, the second one, where did you shoot this one? I want to say, like, you shoot them in, like, basically in the,
No, the butt wouldn't hurt them that badly, but...
Wait, you said the butt?
That's not a good place to shoot if I'm trying to take out enemies, but it'd be hilarious.
I think that is very funny. I like the idea, though. So Weaver is tied up in the corner of the accessory hut. Someone's, like, checking on his bindings, and you just shoot that halfling in the butt. They turn around, pull the bolt, the quill out of their butt, and you see it, like, with great pain. And then that guy says, most discourteous. I am Vanity. And you see the blood crawl back up their leg as they are healed, as any damage you do to their outer appearance immediately repairs itself.
Vanity, huh?
Yep. And then the last one, who you also shot, this is Discernment, who can replace their roles with these roles I made at the beginning. And this one looks at you. I want to say the Vanity has belts, Discernment has hats, and Possessiveness has sunglasses all over them. So they're rattling with sunglasses as they're grappling you.
Like a little rattlesnake.
Yeah. Discernment has 7 hats on, and they run over, and a pink crystal bursts out of their like arm bone, and they basically try to spear you with it.
Oh, I don't like that.
But they've read you like a book. They know exactly how you dodge. They're very keyed into your movements. This is like their whole specialty. 20.
Well, yeah, that would do it.
12 damage as he just fucking stabs you.
How do I ungrapple?
So you can spend your turn strength checking with this person, but basically they're harmless. All they're going to do is grant other people advantage.
Okay, just thinking about I have babies that I could use.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I mean, we can skip this entire shit if you just say something like that.
I would really love to. I haven't done it yet.
Uh-huh.
So I kind of want to call on some big old animal.
Yeah, so basically you've had the ability to do this the entire campaign, but at first you were trying to keep it a secret from the party, and then the whole last arc you were trying to keep it a secret from the Aethar. And
Exactly, but now I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, so basically the entire last arc, I had this guillotine set up that if you relied on the super powerful ability, the Aethar would go fucking bananas, and you didn't ever use it, so you never had to deal with any consequences. But now you're out of the woods, and you're a god, so...
Well, I'm gonna do like a real good whistle.
Uh-huh.
I can't whistle me, Lauren, as a person.
Yeah.
I was gonna go, whee! That almost sounds like one, right?
Yeah.
But I would like the biggest, beefiest baby, please.
Okay, so do you have one in mind, or do we want to workshop one as a group here?
Ooh, well, I thought you said you had animals, like, in mind already.
I did, but I think because of the nature of this episode, which is that everyone is kind of on their own for 20 minutes or so, I think this might be a fun opportunity to get Chris and Conrad off mute to make an animal with us.
I don't know, what if it's something really long?
Uh-huh, I love
Then
it
it'd be
so
easier
far.
to, like, help so they come get me, and then they're so long, they can, like, kill someone with their tail on the other end of the mall. What if it's, like, a ferret dragon?
Okay, we already did dragon. I don't want to double up. Ferret, obviously, you know I love it. When you said long, though, I immediately thought snake or eel.
Or like a dachshund, like a giant dachshund with wings.
I mean, that's very funny.
like a eagle dachshund.
That's almost like a griffin, though.
It's like a griffin, but it's a dachshund.
Do you know about the serpapard?
What's a serpapard?
That's it's not real. It's a mythical creature from Egyptian mythology. When I say real, though, I mean I didn't make it up. It is part leopard, part serpent. Serpent, leopard, serpapard.
Oh, I love that. I was also thinking, like, what if it was like a really, really, really long seal?
Okay, I know you're all about that life.
You know I want a long seal.
Oh, wait, is it an eel seal?
Eel seal! A seal!
SEEL.
Yeah, seal. Spelled like the Pokemon.
Okay, I do love that, and we could definitely work with this. I do want to drop a link here for serpapard, which sounds like
I'm looking at it. That's coming. I'm gonna utilize that later because I love it. Look at that guy.
Oh, that's fascinating.
Look at his stupid neck. I like the one from Magic where he's prowling in the tree. He looks so happy with his little tongue.
Yeah, the magic set Amonkhet, which is basically their ancient Egyptian world, there is a serpapard there, which is how I learned of it. Admittedly, You caught me.
There. So does the seal make like the seal noises?
Well, you can do this once per long rest, which means like once per arc, which ultimately means like 4 times per campaign. So this is really your moment to shine. There's no save. You tell me how this seal gets you out of this situation. Right now, 3 halflings. There's vanity, who can heal from anything. There's possessiveness, who will keep you grappled so everyone else gets advantage. And there's discernment, who will always stab you in your weakest parts, basically. So together, they're a pretty potent team, and this is a great time to call them back up. How does this work out?
So I do a big old whistle, that Lauren can't make with her real mouth, but Lola can because she's a god. Mm-hmm. Being a god means you know how to whistle.
That's one of the perks.
But so I do the special whistle, and I like to think, straight through the ceiling, barreling through, comes the seal, and it just clamps its little puppy mouth on who's holding me?
That's possessiveness.
Possessiveness. He get chomped. He's eaten now.
Okay, so the seal just tears his head clean off with its mouth.
Yeah, he just eats him.
Oh shit!
I never claimed to be a peaceful god.
Okay, that's badass.
And he's really big. He's hungry.
Yeah, I want to say at this point, Vanity is going to try to flee this combat scene. I think Discernment still thinks they can kill you before this goes down, but Vanity's fucking out.
I would take up with your friend there and run while you can. Because as long as you're not attacking me or my friends, I don't really give a shit what you do. But if you're going to stay and fight, you're going to get eaten, dog.
Nope, Discernment is going to attempt to stab you through the heart, so... crit.
Well.
Damn, you really had the chance, son.
Damn.
22 damage.
I'm still in it. I'm still in it.
Oh my god,
I'm
I can't believe this.
still
Okay, so
fucking in it!
Discernment puts their whole entire crystal blade into your chest, and there's a slow motion X-ray, like from Mortal Kombat. You see it's like going between your rib cages, between the ribs, and right towards your heart. And right before it gets there, what happens to this halfling?
It gets sealed. I like to think he smacks him down with a big flipper, and then just like eats him whole, like a snake eats an egg.
Lauren, did I tell you about my one dream? Actually, I have two dreams. One is the awkward hawk, which I've told on the podcast before, so I won't rehash that. The other is the Deel seal.
The Deel seal?
Yeah.
I vaguely remember this, but tell me again.
It's my dream to one day have a business, and I do deals, and so whenever I seal a deal, I can call in my Deel seal, who will seal the deal.
Oh, I love it. That's what this seal is doing for me, but the deal is death.
The deal is death.
So
okay, I thought this episode was going to be called Seel with many E's, but the deal is death is also very good.
Oh, the deal, DEL.
Oh, okay, yeah, I love that. Yeah, so Vanity pieces the fuck out, possessiveness and discernment are sealed.
So there, bye. Suck
Bye.
it. So then I imagine Weaver and I will just like chill for a few minutes and smooch. Smooch, not each other. The sloth till we are back to health.
Oh fuck. Okay.
That would be funny, but no. I don't know that well. Yeah, I don't know. No, I'm gonna kiss an animal and get health from it.
Okay, this is interesting.
You gave me a magical seal. I don't know. Wait. You did give me a magical seal, but also a magical sloth. I don't know what you expect of me.
That's true. Okay, next up, I have Khorton. Is that true? Are you in this food court, my dude?
I believe so.
All right, so you run up on the food court. There's three halflings here in three different food. What are they called? Stalls? Kiosks? Kiosks, right?
Yeah, stalls probably, but I mean kiosks are freestanding typically.
Storefronts? I don't know.
Yeah.
So one of the food vendors here is Cinnamon Bun, which is a cinnamon bun vendor with their mascot, who's a big bunny, and the halfling is dressed up in their mascot costume, just a big rotund bunny rabbit. The next up is Fry World, which sells only fried things. You see that this person is just dressed up in a striped, basically like McDonald's uniform. They don't have a mascot. They look very happy to not be in a heavy-duty mascot costume. And finally, Dr. Smooth, which is a smoothie store, and their mascot is a giant smoothie man, like an anthropomorphic smoothie, but he has on that mirror that doctors wear on their head, and he has a stethoscope. He's Dr. Smooth.
Okay.
I would implicitly trust anyone called Dr. Smooth. I don't know. That shouldn't be a trustworthy name. But I trust it.
It sounds like the name for like a waxing salon.
Oh, I was picturing more like 3 a.m. Lo-fi radio DJ.
Oh yeah, that also makes sense.
Yeah.
All right, just as in the last two examples, Khorton, you can do something before they attack you. What do you do?
Okay, but we're gonna have to do something to deal with them before, I'm not gonna be able to figure out where they're keeping anybody to get past them in advance. So, all right, so we got Cinnabon. Okay, sorry, that's, yeah. Oh, sorry. And then we've got Dr. Smooth.
Mm-hmm.
And we got the Fry guy.
I was gonna do a Fry costume, but I didn't want to just steal Frylock from Aqua Teen Hunger Force, and that's the only way that was gonna shake out.
Doesn't one of the kids in Steven Universe wear a Fry costume too for the Fry shop?
Yeah, Fry
There's a lot of
Bun.
Fry shops.
Cinnabonbon's freaking me the fuck out.
Yeah, it's a really creepy, big, rosy-cheeked bunny costume.
Yeah.
It's some serious Donnie Darko vibes.
Yeah, so Khorton's gonna cast Suggestion on Cinnabonbon.
Mm-hmm.
And so they need to make a wisdom saving throw. And Khorton is going to suggest, you got that thing in you with the crystal. You've only got a limited amount of time left. And if I'm totally honest with you, you could do much more with it than dying right here, right now. You should go.
So you say that, and that'd be very interesting, because with a single roll, you could just take this person out of the fight. Unfortunately, the person who's wearing the Fry World uniform is the conduit of egoism, which means they can force you to only interact with them. And basically anything you try to do to someone else simply fails. And so that right now what happens is you attempt to use your magic on them using the power of your voice as a kind of cult figure, and the magic is killed in the air as it tries to go towards them. And you just feel this pull from the person in the Fry uniform as if they are the center of the world right now.
I don't like competition.
Yep. Immediately, the halflings attack. They begin throwing knives at you from the kitchens. While the Fry uniform halfling throws a bucket of a fry what's it called?
The deep fryer?
The deep fryer. Yeah, the deep fryer.
Yeah. No, what's the not a basket? It's like a thing what's the actual thing you can pull up out of it full of boiling?
It is a basket. Yes.
Oh, okay. The basket throws the basket of boiling oil at you.
But the thing is that the basket doesn't actually really retain any oil.
Yeah, so maybe they just knock it over and just send boiling oil like across the floor at you, which is I guess a dexterity saving throw.
Yeah,
to,
I mean,
run
I'm
past.
actually more frightened that they would be able to dislodge and tip over a industrial deep fryer for a commercial fast food establishment. You said dexterity saving throw?
Yes, well, remember they've been here a week preparing to ambush the party, so
they've unbolted it, is what you're saying. They rolled an 11.
that's exactly what I'm saying. So that fails. This is gonna hurt. So this is all three of them attacking you at once, basically.
Mm-hmm.
13. As you were hit by a stray knife, you accidentally run through the oil. Like you try to run past the oil, you accidentally hit it with one of your feet, splashes you on the ankle, burns you badly. They're all still just throwing things at you from all sides, and you're just a guy. You're the least obviously dangerous person in the party. So it's not great for you. What do you do?
All right. Well, let's deal with this Fry guy.
Yep. The person in the striped red and white kind of fast food uniform, they're exerting this psychic ego pressure on you. It's very familiar.
Yeah, I and that sucks. And it's also going to suck, like casting shatter on the tile underneath the pool of boiling oil that they just poured all over the place.
Oh shit. All right. So this is interesting because anyone who went to the food court would have fought egoism. This isn't specifically for Khorton, but the way it worked out is very funny. So disadvantage, I'm going to say actually this is the tile.
It's the intent is to attack him in this way, though. It's not.
So shatter on like manufactured materials gives disadvantage basically. So it's more advantageous for you to do it like that. 9. So you would have been 18 if you attacked the person, but it's a 9 because you attacked the tile. So you are a genius.
Oh, thank you. And so that's going to, erupt 10-foot radius sphere. They make a Constitution saving throw. So 3.3d8 damage on failed save. Okay.
Yep.
Cool. I roll that. I know how the game works.
Someone has to.
Yeah, I suppose. It's 18 damage.
All right, so the tile around them explodes. They get hit with shrapnel of linoleum and also just splashed with boiling oil. This is the conduit of egoism, so although he still has HP, the burning is very embarrassing and humiliating, having his turn back on him, and so he also runs.
Okay.
Yeah, so you might have noticed that, but the halflings are not always inclined to fight to the death.
Yeah, no. So that leaves Cinnabon still hanging out, and Dr. Smooth.
Yes. So Dr. Smooth, at this point, is going to reveal that they are the conduit of covetousness. And he holds out a hand and is going to take one of your items that he covets.
Okay.
I think it's going to be your loot.
Okay.
So you're going to lose the +2 to all your spell rolls, and they, when it lands in their hand, they are going to strum it at you and send out a shatter right back at you, bud. Constitution saving throws. Now it's their weapon.
Oh my god. Got a 9 with advantage.
So you fail. 16 damage as the tile you're standing on explodes, and you are blasted as if with a grenade. You have been shattered in return, and now this person has your magical loot.
I was never really attached to the loot, if I'm totally honest.
It was my first character's magic item.
The fans are going to be so upset, but yeah.
All right, so Cinnabon Bun is going to, as the conduit of languor, attempt to put you to sleep. They hop on over to you in their big bunny costume as you're blasted back by this shatter, and they attempt to just smother you with their big bunny mascot costume and snuggle you into unconsciousness where they can slit your throat at their leisure.
Cool.
22.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, what?
Yeah, no. Khorton's out.
All right, so the cinnamon bun, which is exactly what you were worried about. You knew this rabbit was no good.
I know.
Begins cuddling you, and you just are enveloped in its mascot softness and wrestled to the ground. We'll cut back to Khorton as he goes down. We'll cut back to you in a bit.
Hey, guess what? I'm up to a little over 2,000 cookies per second.
Oh, cool. Cookie Clicker still exists?
Yeah, it's bigger and better than ever. It's the new big thing.
All right.
It's the only fantasy online game that's worth playing, as far as I'm concerned.
No, have you not played that game where you can become a level 78 mafia boss leader that I keep seeing internet advertising?
You know what's amusing? So there's that one with you got to move the keys or the little dude gets burned by acid or whatever.
Yeah.
They actually finally made the actual game based off that, and it's garbage and no one plays it. I find that very amusing that every mobile game will just pay to have their character put into that situation, but the actual game it's based off of, everyone's like, this is terrible. I hate this.
So, Gentleman Bramwell, you chase a halfling into the movie theater. The big sign outside displays the name of the place as Screen Peak 20. There's 20 theaters.
That's too many theaters. I'm suspicious already.
In fact, I think the halfling you're chasing is the one that got hit with the guiding bolt, so it's glowing as it runs into the dark theater, where otherwise it would be difficult to hit. But what do? You've been listening to the show so far, presumably, so
yeah,
you know.
Absolutely. If there was a pattern, I'm definitely going to be up on it.
This is great. I can surprise anyone with anything because no one's ever paying attention.
Yeah.
Well, before I ride into the movie theater, I would like to cast Shield of Faith on myself.
Sick.
So I'll give myself an extra bonus to AC.
So you call on your newfound cleric powers to boost your AC. It's like you have a magical shield around you now. You open the door to the darkened movie theater. You don't really understand what a movie theater is. Actually,
I assume this is some kind of execution stadium. Like this is where executions were performed back in the day at the bottom, and everybody on this downward slope watched upon it.
I like to think that in the God King's realm, everyone assumes all these buildings that are mysteriously out here are just for executions. The God King's going around telling everybody, like, no, that's for executions. That building's for executions. That building? Oh, executions.
Library? Oh, in the old terms, that meant executionatorium.
Thank you, bud. So you open the door. There are 3 halflings in here, but it's dark, so you couldn't see them except for one of them was hit with the guiding bolt, so you totally can. Thanks, Vindrass. On the screen in the back, or I guess the front of the theater, it's projecting from the back. You see there's some kind of moving picture show, and the letters from floor to ceiling spell out Sharko 12. It's Sharko again.
That was a good one. But unfortunately, the Sharko franchise jumped the shark after 11. That's when they went into space. Wasn't as good after that.
So this whole fight scene is taking place in front of this old-timey movie.
All right. I'm going to go ride down, and I want to beat the shit out of the glowing one.
Yep.
I'm going to hit it with the murder sign.
Oh, yes. So you have this stop sign. You don't really know what it is, but as you raise it up, it smells blood in the air. And what is like dried, crusty black blood on the blade part of it takes on a new, fresh redness and actually begins like viscously flowing around the blade part of the stop sign, occasionally revealing the letters beneath. So like before, you couldn't really tell. It was just like a hexagonal blade on top of this pole. But as it smells blood, the magical weapon itself, the blood starts flowing like fresh and red and like around the sign, occasionally revealing the letters.
All right. I'm going to swing.
Yep, you get advantage on the guiding bolt one.
Ooh. So a 27 for the first attack, and then a 14 for the second attack.
Yep, both hit.
And you know what? I'm going to wait because I feel like you have something up your sleeve.
Nope, roll damage.
No. I mean, I'm going to roll damage. I just mean I'm not going to bust out all my cool special things.
This is so funny because I know what's going to happen, and the fact that you said that's very funny to me.
So 27 damage.
Oh yeah, lethal or non-lethal?
That'd be lethal, 100%.
Okay, so you bust into the movie theater. It tries to hide with its friends in the dark. You just run over and you just lop his head off with a single swing, and the head goes flying into the back row and it lands in a seat back there.
Yeah.
Absolutely clean kill. It is now the halfling's turn. One halfling, they're skittering through the dark, but they like leap out and try to stab you before disappearing into the dark again. So they're going to get advantage because they've been in here and they're acclimated to the dark and you are not.
I was born in darkness.
Oh, God.
Haunted by it.
21's a hit, and 11 is a miss, although that would have been a botch if not for the advantage, so thank God for that. You take 7 as someone, the 2 shanks are lunged at you in the dark. Only one gets through your armor and hits flesh. But then they skitter away. There are 2 halflings in here. What do?
I would like to cast light upon my murder sign.
Oh my God, this fucking shit. I can't believe you're a cleric. That's okay. I mean, it's fine. It's just, you always have the right tool for the job, huh?
Yeah, that's what I'm here for.
All right, you reveal 2 halflings here who are wearing like movie theater usher uniforms. One, upon being revealed, immediately splits into 4. Just like its body rips in 4 directions, and now it's 4 halflings.
Do they seem smaller, or are they all the same size?
They all seem the same size.
Can I roll an insight to detect if this is some kind of sorcery?
Our religion for all things relating to conduits, because that's kind of replaced religion in our world, in our universe.
I got a crit.
Oh shit, well it's a crit. So you know for 100% fact that this is the conduit of duplicity, and only one of these is material, the other 3 are illusions. This is essentially the spell mirror image.
Now, because I crit on it, I would know which one's the mirror image, right?
Let's say...
I crit.
Let's say, okay, I was going to make you roll a d4, and you have to have 1 in 4 chance. So let's say it's now evens and odds instead of the exact number.
Okay. All right. I want to ride and cleave this boy in half.
All right, so I'm going to roll a d4, evens or odds. You pick. If you get it right, you can attack the right one.
Tails never fails. Give me those odds.
3, it didn't fail.
Whoosh! All right. I'm gonna pop this bitch.
Holy shit. God, Bramwell is just big dicking this entire thing.
27.
Christ.
And my thing got slow there. 14.
Yep, both those hit.
32 damage.
Holy shit, lethal or non-lethal?
Lethal, my boy. You can stop asking. Bramwell ain't giving these guys quarter. You fucking crazy cannibals.
All right, so is any particular picture you want to paint with your stop sign?
I would like to imagine it's like, were they holding a weapon?
Yeah, they have shanks basically. They have like little daggers.
I like to think they were like going up to like stab, and I swing my murder sign up to like knock their weapon out of their hand, and then I want to dunk that stop sign down on their head.
Do you have an in-universe explanation for how you knew which one is the right one? Obviously, out of universe, you just rolled and you won the roll. But like in universe, how does Bramwell just have such like laser precision to nuke the right one?
We're in like a movie theater and there's lights constantly flickering. I like to think that maybe the illusions give off like a poor flicker of light because they're not fully real.
Oh, fuck. That's so good, too, because you turn on the lights. I was thinking in the dark, that effect would be completely imperceptible. But with your light shining, you can tell perfectly. That's so badass.
Yeah. I want to turn. Is there that last one?
Yeah, I mean, and this one is going to, like, crawl up the wall. They're very, like, monkey like dexterous, right? They're always climbing up walls and stuff, so forth.
Like monkey, like as in a chimp, or monkey like the D&D class with a Y at the end?
Or is it in a monk-like fashion?
Monk-esque. That's very funny. No, they're rogues in D&D terms. That's very funny though. No, basically this guy goes straight up the wall and like kicks out the projectionist booth and is just going to try to escape. Do you do anything about that?
Yeah, I'm going to ride after him.
Wait, ride? You brought Preposterous at the movie theater?
Of course I did.
Okay, fine.
Why wouldn't I?
All right, describe what you're doing.
It would be preposterous for you not to have done so.
Exactly. So I want to ride after them, and I guess they go through the ceiling, just like a second story kind of deal.
Yeah, in the projectionist booth of the theater.
Yeah. I guess I could just like leap up to it, but I think it's more funny if like they eventually have to go down a level and Bramwell's just waiting outside the door for them.
Okay, yeah, so you would need to like figure out which door to go in to catch them. You don't have any familiarity with movie theater like architecture in universe. I know out of universe you worked in a movie theater, so that's
That was the best job I ever had.
So survival to work your way into the correct hallway.
15.
Yeah, okay. So basically the comedy scene is this halfling kicks out the window, jumps into the projectionist booth, runs like down a hallway, through a door, down a stairwell. It's just like, phew, I made it. And turns around the corner and there's just a moose there.
Yeah. And then I want to attack it. I want to break this thing's face.
Yeah.
19 and a 20.
Okay, so that everything hits. I just want to say these ones didn't even get a chance to have any flavor before you murdered them. Like this one looks up and it says like,
these things supposed to have flavor?
Yeah, it looks up and it's like, please, mister, I don't have any other choice. I'm full of crystals.
You should have had someone who loved you. 31 damage and he's dead.
All right, you just paint the walls with his brains?
Yeah, and then I look over and there's a movie poster on the wall that says New Mutants coming soon, and he's just going to be like, that looks like garbage, and I want to ride away.
Okay. All right. So there are two events that are ongoing. Lola and Bramwell won their shit handily, but Khorton has been incapacitated, and Vindrass, something's happening on the other side of the door. Oh, I do want to say real quick that you 15'd on your survival, so you like work your way through all the movie theaters. Eventually, Bramwell, you do find the one that that Zur is tied up in.
Okay, I want to rescue Zur.
Yeah. Do you want to do anything with Zur before I cut back to Vindrass trying to save Young?
How are you doing?
Sleepy.
Oh,
That's very good. Would you like to rest on Preposterous?
Soft.
Very soft indeed. Don't drool on him.
He drools all over Preposterous.
Oh, now I have to clean him. My day is ruined.
that's how you know he's sleeping good.
Vindrass, you're desperately kicking the door at the back of the Game & Watches.
I stepped it up from a kick. The spiritual axe is coming out now.
All right, so you make an attack on the door. I'm looking for a 15 to chop it down.
17.
All right, like Jack Nicholson in The Shining, you just begin chopping through the door. You hear Young whimper on the other side, and then you hear something hit the ground.
Can I see what hit the ground?
Yeah, you can peer through the axe hole in the door as long as you say, "Here's Johnny," in the correct voice.
What if I say, "Here's Vindrass" in that voice? Can I get away with that?
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, I have to do the voice now. It's gonna be terrible. Here's Vindrass. That's as close as you're getting.
Yeah, I love that. So you look through into the manager's office, and you see Young collapsed on the ground, seemingly unconscious, and you see there's a hole in the ceiling. And that's it. No halfling.
You all right in here?
Young does not respond.
I pick up Young and attempt to check that he's all right.
All right, yeah, you reach through the axe hole, unlock the door, open the door, look inside, roll medicine to check Young.
8.
Nope. For a second, Young is straight up dead. With an 8, and then you do sense finally some very light breathing.
The sheer temptation to fix this problem with more Novocaine potions so that I can make you have to put something in your mouth and do a silly voice.
You did have an extra one that I found.
And that's a very funny idea. I'll just say that as much as you want to do that for the comedic effect, I don't think it's actually going to work, so it would be wasted.
Fine.
I'm sorry, you just don't know the nature of what's happened to our friend here.
I know I don't, but I want to hear you do silly voices, Austin. Is that too much to ask?
No, I love doing silly voices. So Vindrass, you scoop Young into your arms and carry them out of the game and watches. Basically, the only thing left to do is save Khorton, which I think the way that anyone realizes something bad's happening is Lola, you untie Weaver.
Yes.
You give him the sloth smooches, and after a moment he says, hey, thanks for helping me and everything. I don't super want to stand up right now. Very beaten up. But I think you should go to the food court and save your buddy, or he's gonna get put in the deep fryer.
Oh. Alright, well, Mortimer is the name of the seal now. And Mortimer and I are gonna go get some snacks at the food court, I guess.
Weaver says, I'm going to go try to contact the other psychically and bring him to the food court, but you want to go ahead with your friend Mortimer, and I'll see you later, little lady.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave Sloth Green with you so you can help if if anybody needs some help.
Sounds good.
Help them. Alright. Mush! I don't know.
It's up to you,
What?
Lola Beans, to save Khorton.
Oh yeah, I'm coming. I'm coming right on the seal. It's like, do you think it's more like Spirited Away or the Never-Ending Story?
Never-ending story, absolutely.
It's Falcor to the max, but with like a big baby puppy face.
Animal handling, to get Mortimer to follow your directions, because remember, you do not own animals, which you use your conduit to summon. They're their own people.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, I botched, so I'm sorry, Khorton. You died. You're dying.
That's not the correct die.
Oh, thank Christ. Okay. Woo! 18!
That's better.
Oh, Jesus. I would have missed that. I was like, oh, God.
Yeah, if you actually botched, I think we need to have a discussion about if Khorton dies here. But with an 18, you ride the seal down to the food court, and you find Cinnabun and Dr. Smooth are trying to jam Khorton into the deep fryer, which they're waiting for it to heat up.
Can they both fit inside the seal's mouth? Like 2 crunchy snacks at once. Like, I'm sure they smell like food. Go for the bunny! Go for the bunny! It smells like cinnamon. It's probably the tastiest.
Oh, okay. Lauren, can you read to me all of your equipment? Because the conduit of covetousness wants to steal one of your items.
What a bitch. I have a crowbar.
Uh-huh.
I have my rocks.
Your bag of rocks.
And I have my quiver full of quills and component pouch.
That's the rocks.
Yeah. And leather armor, which I'm wearing. So mostly a crowbar and some rocks.
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
Listen, if they're gonna, I hope this halfling understands that if they come for my rocks, they're gonna get bitten in half.
No, the conduit of covetousness holds out a hand, and the heck bow flies out of your hands and into theirs, and immediately they flip it around and shoot you with it.
No, they don't.
So roll damage against yourself, and roll attack and then damage against yourself as you shoot yourself, essentially.
Am I my own favorite enemy?
You're not your own favorite enemy.
Okay, I don't have to roll that. Okay, I was really worried.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's very
I rolled a 22.
All right, yeah.
Which hits.
I love this as like this classic Denzel Washington move. I don't know if you've ever seen like Man on Fire. He does this a lot where people point a gun at him and then he just fucking, I don't know, does some Krav Maga shit and immediately.
Yeah, sorry, it's really. I rolled an 8 damage on myself.
Okay, not as effective as what I was describing, in which case he just like takes the gun, flips it around, and shoots you in the head. Instead, it hits you in the armor. You're still at range because you're riding in on the Seel, on Mortimer. It hits you in the armor, you take 8 damage, and Mortimer slips out from under you and begins just savagely chomping Langer in the bunny suit. So that's happening there. It's now you and Covetousness, aka Dr. Smooth, in the smoothie costume. What do you do?
I use Bradley to grappling hook my bow back.
Ooh, all right. Strength contest is very interesting use of your animals.
Let's see. How strong is Dr. Fuck?
19, Dr. Fuck.
Dr. Fuck! And I rolled a 14.
All right, so the Pangloris shoots out its tongue, tries to wrap up the heck bow and pull it out of Dr. Smooth's hands, aka Covetousness, who in response simply just shoots you again. So roll on yourself. You have all those stats in front of you.
I do.
The tables have turned, Lola Beans.
No, I rolled a 9, so I didn't hit myself. Well, he didn't hit me with my own weapon.
Yeah, okay, so what, does Stuart jump in front?
No, I just think I do like a cool, like, step to the side. I want to use Stuart to go for the knees.
Okay, very interesting. So you've been disarmed, but now your animals are fighting on your behalf.
17!
Oh, yeah.
All right. 7 damage.
Yeah, not very bad. I'd say what happens here is Mortimer, well, you described to me how Mortimer kills Langer.
All right, so I don't know how many of us here have watched Madoka Magica.
Thank you. Spoilers.
I like how mommy gets her head eaten off. Just a tube comes down and chomps his little noggin off.
This is the most terrifying thing we've ever had on this show.
You're welcome, but it's also really cute.
So scary. Okay, so Langer gets his head eaten off of his shoulders, and at this point, Covetousness, aka Dr. Smooth, is going to run because they just saw something very upsetting.
Are they gonna drop my bow?
No, they're taking your bow and they're taking the loot.
Oh, no, they're not.
No, what do you do about it?
Grapple him at the ankles.
I'm gonna grapple him. Yeah, I'm gonna sweep the leg with the grappling hook.
That's a great idea. Unfortunately, previously, Egoism, aka the Fry Guy, fled the scene, but now he has rallied his courage and returned to save his friend. And so, just as you try to rip out his ankles and feed him to your pet, Egoism returns, and your attack fails because all eyes must be on him.
Just chase.
You attempt to give chase and cannot. Egoism draws your attention like a black hole.
Hold on. I'm thinking of my crap.
At any point, am I gonna be able to roll to wake up?
Yeah, I think Lola could, as her solution to this thing, wake you up. Yeah, that's how that would work. She would just need to say that.
All right, I'm gonna slap him. Wake up!
All right, well, at least that'll help even the odds a little bit.
Yeah. So, Khorton, you are woken up because Egoism is preventing Lola from giving chase to Dr. Smooth, and she doesn't really understand what's going on, but she finds herself unable to chase the person who's running away, and so she wakes you up.
My bow! You gotta get my bow and your loot if you want it, I guess, but I need my bow! Get my bow!
All right. Khorton's going to cast Suggestion on Egoism.
Oh, Christ.
Oh.
You make a wisdom saving throw. Your face looks really, really bad right now. Are you sure you want to make it worse?
I botched. Come on.
How about you suck our dicks? The collective dick.
So your suggestion is basically to flee?
Yes.
Suggestion runs off, so egoism runs off, and now the route is clear. I think at this point, it's like a mad dash for covetousness to get away with your equipment. I'm trying to think. I think somewhere in here they have stashed an animal. Lauren, it's going to be a serpapard unless you disagree.
No, I'm here for. I got my seal. I'm here for a serpapod now.
Okay, so it's imagine a leopard, but all of its limbs, its neck, its tail are all extremely long and like serpentine for
They're
reasons
so dumb.
which are
I love them.
only known to ancient Egyptians. But this halfling is smaller than a human, so it easily just leaps up onto the leopard's back, and it takes off out a broken window and onto the salt flats with the heck bow and with the loot that Khorton has, which increases his magic power. What do you two do? This is up to you.
The seal is clearly flying. That's how it got here. It came to the ceiling.
The sealing?
The ceiling. Can I? What is the leopard to seal speed here? Can I give chase?
What would happen is I'm gonna roll athletics and you roll animal handling.
Okay. I'll say, or I could hop onto one of the horses. No, I want to eat him. He deserves to die.
24.
7.
Oops.
Yikes.
I feel like that's good. I did good. That's better than 24, right? Right. Right.
Covetousness gets away with your items.
Gosh dang nabbit.
Oh, so easy come, easy go.
I feel like one of us has to know how to whittle, right? I can get a new bow. At least with the mall, maybe there's like bows and things. There's a sports store, maybe they have bows.
So the Sports Authority burned down.
Oh no, he's gonna die very very violently later.
All right, so eventually, Khorton, you make your way back to the food court, and you find Staples in a in the pretzel store.
I went through all of this for Staples?
I think specifically what's funny is you find Staples, she's not even tied up, she's just eating pretzels, and she's like, oh, hey, what's up? She's like, yeah, I busted my bonds a while ago, I got peckish, so I heard some stuff going out there, I figured you had it.
Yeah, totally, completely under control.
No, wait, you're talking to Staples by yourself. I'll yell.
No, you
at
get the
her.
background, it's just Lola screaming,
Going,
no!
Yeah, and so I want to establish Mortimer takes off after the serpapard and covetousness across the salt flats, and that's the last you see of Mortimer for a while as they like chase off like Roadrunner and Coyote to the horizon.
Thank you.
But yeah, Staples comes out of the pretzel stall just chomping. She's like, anybody seen the fancy mustard? They just got the regular kind.
Everybody knows you gotta get the stone ground mustard.
I mean, every mustard is special and good in its own way. Sorry I didn't save any for you. I was really hungry.
I don't have a weapon anymore.
That's probably a good thing right now.
So the team eventually meets back at the skiff, which has one wheel missing, and also Young will not wake up no matter what you do.
Uh-oh. He's like hibernating.
Cool.
Can I attempt a medicine check on them?
Everyone other than me, please help.
Yeah.
Anyone who wants to, let's do a group medicine check now.
Does that include me? Can I try again?
I got a 5.
7.
I got a 13, but...
Nah. As far as any of you are concerned, Young is in the deepest coma. It's essentially death. No, the whole group fails. None of you have any idea what's wrong. Young will not wake up. This is terrifying for everyone.
Well, let's wrap him up like a burrito in a blanket. And
Seems like a poor time to ask, but someone was at the pretzel store, right? Did they have honey mustard there?
You Staples,
It's the king of the condiments.
did they have the pizza flavored ones where it's like a pizza pretzel and there's little pepperonis on it? You dip it in the marinara.
Staples clearly has like a bottle of the honey mustard and says no, and
Squirts it all into
just
her mouth.
doesn't make any effort to hide the fact she's holding it.
All right, hold on. So, 15 and a 14. I'm going to get real about this. You don't hide honey mustard. It's the king of all condiments. It's delicious, it's flavorful, and low on calories. It's the perfect food. It is better than fucking water.
Is that 15 to wrestle the honey mustard out of Staples' hands?
Yes.
Crit!
This is ridiculous. I'm killing her. It's going to happen. I'm just going to kill her.
Oh my god. Okay, so
She has to sleep at some point, all right?
So you attempt to take the honey mustard from her. I think she just like lifts. She like jumps into the air because she's a vulture and uses her feet talons to like hook into your armor and just flies like up into the air with you and eventually just like drops you in the skiff and flies off to eat the pretzels with the honey mustard.
I fucking hate Staples.
During all this, because she has no idea how to help with the whole young situation, Vindrass is just trying to draw a new face onto one of the video game boxes.
Wait.
Picture like a religious video game that's trying way too hard to make Jesus seem really cool. So he's got like big rippling muscles and there's explosions, but it's clearly like a religious leader. And just drawing Khorton's face onto the box art.
This is like the U Testament somehow got a retail release.
Yeah, exactly.
Apparently I'm alone in Burrito and Young, and so I guess I'm gonna have Stuart help me get his body on board, because I figure get him on the ship and then we can figure it out later. And I mean, I don't know about y'all, but getting wrapped up in a blanket always made me feel better.
Can we attempt a new vehicle proficiency check to change our spare tire?
Oh my god, you have to or you're going to damage it beyond repair. You can't drive on a missing tire.
Man, I'm glad you're smart,
Bend the whole
Chris.
frame up.
19.
Nobody else do it.
Nope. No, I think we're good.
We're good.
Yep.
Bramwell fixes the tire and just keeps everyone else away because they kept wrecking the dang skiff. And also the captain's unconscious. But
Yeah, it's very powerful dad energy right now.
But yeah, so the thriller bark is ready to go to Harp City. There's a lot going on right now. Obviously, first of all, is that one of your party members will not wake up. Very terrifying. There is the fact that Khorton was handed a large package of drugs last time he was in the city and hasn't done anything with it. There might be consequences for that. There's the fact that half the team did a big murder in the main port last time, although Vindrass did say last episode she was just going to bribe the guards.
Yeah, I've got cash. It's all good.
Yep, so that will work perfectly. Not even a roll necessary there.
In my defense, I thought that I had been told somewhere to take that and just forgotten, and then for weeks forgot to ask Austin about it. Just so we're clear.
Yeah, what happened was you went to the apothecary. You said, I'm with the governor, Marcel, and if you're doing smuggling, you tell me or I'm going to shut you down. And he just bribed you by giving you a sack of drugs. But then you got high because everyone was there was like smoking in the secret room. And then you just kind of wandered around in a drug haze until you got your nose cut off. So it makes total sense that even Khorton, the character, would not be clear on the details.
Yeah.
It was a really difficult time for you. But yeah, you have drugs. So that's an important
Sure
plot
do.
element. Covetousness got away with 2 magical items from the party, and also some other halflings did flee and are still at large. Vanity, most notably, and the one that talked in the intercom did something to Young and then fled through the ceiling, and that no one ever laid eyes on is another one.
I like to think Bramwell's talking to everybody else just as a moment. He's like, wait, yours talk to?
Also, Worry literally just like scampered away and is still out there technically.
I mean, do we have to worry about Worry?
So the party gets back on the thriller bark and heads off to Harp City again. There's probably something to talk about here. Let's first do player character conversations, then I'll have the NPCs chime in. But strong feelings from anyone about the consequences of your actions?
This bullshit.
It is likely just precursor to what we expect to face in the future as enemies of the God King.
I should have just gone with Vindrass.
And we'll leave Staples to die.
If Khorton had gone with Vindrass, Staples would be dead right now.
Yep.
Oh man, you should have just gone with Vindrass.
Right.
We would have solved 2 problems.
But we didn't abandon Staples, so now maybe she'll...
I didn't know it was Staples. If I'd known it was Staples, I would have just gone with Vindrass.
Yeah, I think at this point, Staples actually does like kind of land next to Khorton and say, "Hey, nose guy, I just want to say, thanks for saving me or whatever. I guess. I mean, you had a great pretzel time, but eventually, if you hadn't shown up, they probably would have wrestled me into the deep fryer. So like, that's chill. It's chill that you did that."
Yeah, the deep fryer. Let me tell you, not. Listen, I'm gonna take a nap or something right now, cause
Yeah, you don't even want to talk to me a little bit?
no, cause every time I'm around you, I feel tired.
Okay, that's a legitimate choice. It's just interesting because so Weaver gives people psionic abilities, Zer gives people thieves tools, Young gives people vehicle proficiency. I was gonna have Staples give you level.
Staples is insufferable.
No, I want to have an angry talk with her, so that's fine.
Okay, so Khorton's gonna pass on whatever Staples is gonna offer, which is a totally fair choice. I just want to make sure that's clearly what's happening.
Yeah.
Sick.
See, if I remember Knights of the Republic 2, you actually have to refuse the initial buff that Hanhar gives you to actually get the real implications of that scene. So you just made the right choice there, buddy.
Yeah, like you can't sleep with Jack if you want her to have a meaningful relationship with you later.
Yeah, exactly.
God, what a good game Mass Effect 2 is.
It really is the perfect game. I mean, besides Cookie Clicker, look at all the cookies I've made.
I was gonna say Disco Elysium, but that too.
I would like to angrily plap.
Okay.
My feet. Plap, plap, plap.
Oh, that's your little feet on the ship stack.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Hey, I saved you, dude. Why you don't thank me? They took my bow. You owe me a bow. Help me find a new bow, please.
Staples says, I mean, you showed up kind of late. Are you just taking credit for the whole thing? It's just a kill steal?
No, it's called teamwork and helping. Friendship.
I mean, whoever brings the bag home gets the bounty. That's how it works. So I'm not even saying I don't respect it. I just want to know what's happening.
They took my bow. They took it.
While Lola's being sad about that, Vindrass is going to come over and go, I know that it's not quite the same, but I can owe you... I know it's not quite the same, but I can give you a distanced weapon of a different variety for the time being if it would help. And Vindrass attempts to hand over the remaining shot put.
Oh.
Oh, you had another one?
Yeah, I have written on my I had written on my equipment a couple of shot puts,
I'm gonna take a shot put.
which to me says more than one. So I'm giving my second and remaining one to Lola.
Till I get a replacement.
Lola Beans is a kobold, a small creature. Absolutely cannot lift it, but I do love the friendship implications, even if mechanically not actually useful. But I mean, she can still attack.
I'm aware it's unhelpful, but who knows what animal Lola might bump into that is good at dropping shot puts at some point.
Yeah, like how strong are the chalk's talons? Maybe she can just
Drop it.
a chicken could carry a shot put, right? Right. Yeah, chickens are known for their strength
Famously.
and their shot put carrying abilities.
So Staples says, Lola, have you ever thought about using a different weapon? I was going to try to teach Khorton how to kick ass because he's getting swole over there. He's taking up the cane sword. But if he doesn't want to be my friend, I'll teach you to get fucking jacked, dude.
Me? Little old me?
Yeah, you want to get jacked?
Yeah, I'll get jacked.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then nobody can stop me from petting all the puppies.
Yeah. So Staples will basically do what I was going to offer to Khorton, which Khorton is a level behind everyone. So the thing I was going to have Staples bestow on their friend is a level in the fighter, which would have brought him into parity with the rest of the party. But if instead Lola wants to get more swole than anyone, that would be very funny.
Holy shit.
We can work on that. Lola, describe to me how you and Staples train. Just a little bit on the way to Harp City. Just the skiff's rolling along. What are you two doing?
I don't know a lot about fighting.
No, I mean the quills are still basically rapiers in your hand.
Yeah, like darts.
Yeah, So rangers are famous for their use of a bow, but also dual wielding melee weapons is a kind of a classic thing they do.
Okay, so I can just so is it like she can train me how to like sword fight or dagger fight, so much shankier. With my quills then. And I could use them like daggers. Yeah, what's a good montage to refer to? I can't think of a lot of maybe in the
I mean,
the
Mulan
really...
just came out, so I'm definitely thinking she's gonna make a man out of you.
Yeah. I was thinking about, this is really nerdy, but the Kenneth Branagh Hamlet.
Jesus, Lauren.
What? I love Kenneth Branagh and I love Hamlet. I own that movie. I have problems.
Of all the things to stand, I cannot believe Kenneth Branagh's Hamlet.
It's very fun.
At the end, he throws the sword. I can't with it, honestly. It's too much.
But I love it.
Okay. So Lauren and I will talk about that character sheet detail. It's too much to unpack right now, but you do have that thing because Staples has not conferred any mechanical benefits yet. No one's really gotten close to her. Here's an opportunity.
Yay! We'll bond over murder.
Bramwell, you saved Zur, and so he's hanging out with you. He's still very sleepy. I think he got hit over the head or something, and he says to you like, "Phew." Man, you all went down in that hole to those weird metal rails, and we were chilling on this ship, and these halflings that came out of nowhere, and their leader, he just like, I don't know, like sucked the energy out of us, man. We couldn't even fight back.
It's understandable. I was told that they had powers of the God King. I killed them too quickly to discover that myself, but I was told that.
Yeah, yeah, we killed the Pelican, and he had the powers of the God King too, and he was explaining how that kind of worked and why he was able to talk and other ones aren't, but then Staples yelled over him, and like literally no one got that exposition, so now that's kind of like unclear.
I wish the bad guys dropped instructions when they died, so we didn't have to listen to them talk.
They drop instructions when they're alive,
but we're going to kill them faster, so it would really do us a favor. I have instructions on me in case I die. Someone can loot my body and I'll explain everything.
You drop an audio log and loot.
Hello, my name is Gentleman Bramwell. Both names are official, neither is a title.
Oh yeah, he says like, when you showed up, I figured either you're gonna kidnap Sabrina or kind of be like her butler. I didn't really think of you as your own person until recently. What's your story, man?
Well, of course, I'm only here because of the dear princess's favor. Had she not agreed to take me on board and found a way to get me on the ship, I would have been killed in that mall or killed when I came back as a failure to the God King. And, well, that's really all there is to my story that I care to share.
No, man, that's like the story since I met you. I'm saying like you're a dwarf. You've lived for like 100 years. What's your like whole story, man? Like I can't even see Harp City on the horizon right now. Like, see, we have plenty of time for the beans. Not you, Lola. To spill the beans. You know?
Well, why not me too?
He's trying to spill them.
Okay.
You keep the beans right where they are. He's spilling these beans, different beans.
It feels unfair that he's allowed to spill beans and I'm not. I'm just saying it's in my name, so I can't spill them.
Would it sadden you to hear that I don't remember it?
Because you're like old, or is it like a Lola thing where you got real powerful and it like nuked your whole backstory?
Oh no, nothing like that. Just as centuries go by, it becomes harder and harder to remember it. There are people who, at a time, I feel like were the most important people in my life, but after 100 years go by, I can kind of remember flickers of them.
We've never had an elderly player character before. This is a kind of an interesting, like none of us are elderly either, so we haven't really tried to portray this. Chris, have you given a lot of thought to that?
Yeah. There's a famous poem I shouldn't say famous. It's in a book that's very good and it explains death in a way that I always thought was very poetic and sad. But I can't possibly share it here. What the poem is shall remain a mystery.
Okay, not particularly helpful, Chris. I'm sure you'll drop it in the Discord.
Hold on. I have to actually grab my phone to see it.
Yeah, longtime fans of my work will, of course, know that the most important text on aging is Basket by Dan Mangan. So, as far as that goes, definitely look that up, friends.
This one is from Hob Galding, and it's about saying that death's a funny thing. I used to think it was a big sudden thing, like a huge owl that would swoop down out of the night and carry you off. I don't anymore. I think it's a slow thing, like a thief who comes to your house day after day, taking a little thing here and a little thing there, and one day you walk around the house and there's nothing to keep you, nothing to make you want to stay.
And now we all pause the podcast for a couple of minutes to just sit with that.
So you basically express to Zur that a lot of your past is kind of slipping away, and he has to like sit with his mortality for a moment, which he wasn't expecting to. And he says, "Well, if you think of any fun stories, I'd love to hear them, man. So like, I just want to let you know that you're not Sabrina's butler to me. You're like a bro, and we're all friends here, I guess, except for Staples." And Staples just throws up middle fingers in the background. But Zer's like, "So don't be..."
You're a thief, correct?
I prefer to think of myself as the bandit king of the glass forest, but whatever.
Could you steal a bottle of honey mustard?
He will try to do that.
If you do that, we will be more united than ever.
Okay, that's his mission for Harp City, is to steal a bottle of honey mustard.
Well, it's just the one from Staples. If we get to Harp City and they have regular honey mustard, we can just buy it.
Oh, okay.
We don't need to steal that one.
But a thing he says to you all is that when he was being taken captive by the Halflings, he heard one of them refer to their leader as Hope.
Hope.
So Gentleman Bramwell brings the Thriller bark into the warehouse, into like the docks in Harp City. It's just like one of the floors of the skyscraper is just filled with boxes and skiffs coming and going. And some people definitely walk over and start looking at your skiff suspiciously. And when some guy with like a sword on his hip and a clipboard walks over with, it looks like business on his mind insofar as arresting the group. Vindrass, you slip him some stuff? You want to kind of paint us that picture?
Yeah, Vindrass is just going to... How to do this? Hold her shield with one hand in just such a way that it's sort of blocking anyone else's view, and just sort of attempt to do the go into the high five or the handshake with the money in the hand, and just try and play it off as confident as possible.
So, like, the security guard who comes over to investigate the ship, which has been marked as a object of interest in a murder investigation, that you slipped them the money you made last time you were here in Harp City, busking, I believe.
Yeah.
And they look at it and they like just check off something on their paper, which says that, you know, it's just a normal ship. It's all fine. And they leave. And the party can leave. The party has access to Harp City. Where do you go is the question.
Let's go see Marcel.
Yeah, it's probably the best first stop.
I can't think of a better first lead to check with.
Or the doctor for Young. Is there a doctor?
Is there a doctor in the house? Oh, Dr. Smooth!
No, not Dr. Smooth.
No? Oh, we're not gonna get medical advice from Dr.
My
Smooth?
arch nemesis now is Dr. Smooth.
The only doctor we know!
So when the next time the halfling shows up, are they still going to be in the Dr. Smooth costume?
Yes, and then I will kill them in the Dr. Smooth costume.
Okay, so roll history, which is kind of the person knowledge, like the civilization, the culture knowledge skill to know about doctors in Harp City.
I botched.
Oops.
Is that bad?
8.
4. Oh no, we're gonna take him to like a plastic surgeon or something, aren't we?
We take it to a butcher.
They're gonna make his cheeks dummy thick, but he won't wake up.
We can't get a single good roll to keep this person alive.
I actually know exactly what happens here. So the party fails. Not only that, Bramwell botches. So I'd say, Bramwell, what you've heard is that medical care in Harp City is very bad. I mean, you've heard basically from racist genasi in the castle that it's just like, oh, the bugs don't know what they're doing. They're all like inferior and stupid and backwards. And so you think, oh, there's probably one nice clinic in this place, but you have to wait hours. And so...
I mean, how good could their medical care be? They die in a few years.
Yeah. So the consequence of this botch and failure is that in order to save a place in this line the party's expecting, you send the NPCs away to go hold your place in line. So now there's basically the party is split, and you will not have backup if one of you comes into danger. So the rest of you can go to Marcel's office, but Staples, Weaver, and Zer go off holding Young to the clinic and leave the four of you to go to Marcel's office.
Makes sense.
Yep.
Sounds like a plan.
So you go to the 108th floor of Harp City, where Marcel is there. He's kind of the governor. He is a 16-year-old ooze genasi, kind of a sweaty, soft boy. He has a bunch of guards, all armed. They are Formians, which are ants. I was going to say anthropomorphic ants, but they're not really anthropomorphic. They're just kind of big. They're almost like ant centaurs in kind of posture, but they're not anthropomorphic. They're more ant than person. And they all have spears and armor, like pretty nice stuff. And you walk in. Who wants to lead this interaction?
Plap. I want to plap in angrily.
Uh-huh.
I'm just angry in general. I'm not mad at Marcel, but I'm not even saying anything. It's just like, you can tell somebody is really frustrated and they're like,
yeah, just taking it out on everybody.
Yeah, there's like a jar of candy, like knock it over like a cat.
Oh my gosh, this is a new side of Lola.
And then I go, I'm sorry, it's that I'm going through a lot of stuff right now. Then I pick it up, put it back in the bowl.
Well, thank you.
It's complicated. You wouldn't understand.
Yeah,
Maybe
I've never gone through anything bad.
Oh, must be fucking nice.
No, that was sarcasm. My mom joined a rebellion and I was exiled.
Oh yeah. Okay, well, listen. Sorry, bud.
Yeah.
That's rough, buddy.
Yeah, it's been pretty rough. And then you came into my city and you had kidnapped my sister, and then some of your allies were seen doing a big murder in my docks.
Wait, who kidnapped your sister? You think anybody could kidnap your sister? She does not go where she does not want to go.
Not particularly relevant, because my dad thinks you kidnapped her.
Well, fuck that guy.
Is that still the assumption that he's under?
Well, this is a good time to clarify this, because Sabrina has no doubt been seen by people who are loyal to the regime in the gore fields, and they probably reported back that Sabrina is there. Do we think at this point the God King is just like, oh, Sabrina's with her sister, that's fine, or is he still desperately want her back?
No, I feel like he'd be like, I don't give a shit, she's with her sister.
Depends if they heard reports that she was then captured by the 8th hour on top of that.
Yeah.
That might parlay the story a different direction.
Yeah.
You think?
Huh. Well, if it gives him more costs, I think that's the scenario. I'm trying to think, because he's like a shitty human being who looks for whatever he can to justify his own reasons. So even though it's not the truth,
Sure.
it's enough of a fact for him to twist as they kidnapped my daughter.
But he's cool with the Duke and stuff, right?
Wait, what?
Aren't he and the Duke kind of cool, though?
So yeah, the Duke is very politically useful for him. And I think actually how this shakes out is that he gets reports that Sabrina is training with the Duke to become a conduit, and he just lets it go. He's just like, yeah, that's what I want for my children anyway. So he's not trying to get Sabrina back desperately anymore. Here's the thing Marcel says to you is that, so last time you were here, you didn't mention to me that you were a conduit, Lola Beans.
Who told you that?
My father, he had you arrested for that reason. You were charged with a different crime, but you were sentenced to death for being a conduit.
Well, these things happen. I don't see what the big fuss is.
Well, you're a direct threat to my father's rule, which is like capital crime. You are still a wanted fugitive.
Did Marcel always have a British accent?
We talked about this before, is that the tutors in the castle have British accents, so all the Wolfram children have a little bit. Like maybe I didn't leave this in the show, but I mentioned Amy was like really trying not to, and so it like only slips through every once in a while, while Sabrina has it full blown.
Listen, I've been a conduit all this time, do whatever, and when have I ever challenged your father? Well, that's not true. I did that now.
Yeah, and furthermore, the price on your head is only increasing as you become connected with more murders, like the Dawn, who is very well connected. So
I wasn't here for that.
regardless, you'd be wanted as a person of interest to talk to because of your connection with the people who did do it. My point is that you can't just be walking around Harp City. People are going to ask why I haven't arrested you. This is very bad for me.
Give me a disguise. Give me a disguise then.
Well, it's fine. We paid some people off. It's fine. No one's gonna ask anything.
So it sounds like the group wants to make persuasion rolls to basically pacify Marcel because he's getting frustrated with you.
I'm frustrated with him. Fucking 16-year-old bitch. I don't know what I'm talking about.
I got a 5.
14.
12.
15.
Woo!
All right, so the party just gets average 14, 12, and 15. So he's not thrilled about you being here, but he basically says, all right, look, the best thing for me right now would be to throw you all in the dungeon and have my father come collect you, and that would get me back into his good graces. But you would just turn around and tell him I've let you get away the first time, which would complicate matters for me. So please help me help you. I want you to be able to do what you need and go away so you're not my problem.
What we're here to do is to gather support to potentially dethrone your father.
What is wrong with you people?
You're really
Why are we telling him right
He's
away?
always said before, he was like, hey, fucking just be honest with me. That was his big thing last time.
Yeah, but this is a big thing to be honest about.
Boundaries, man.
I said that out of character. It was weird I did it in the voice. That was just a weird thing I did, you know? It was like a wacky Chris thing, you know?
All right, this is how this is going to work. You have 24 hours to leave the city. So if you're not done with whatever you need to do, too bad. You're going to the dungeons and my father's castle will be here.
Was there anything more specific than, oh, hey, we're overthrowing your dad that we wanted to ask for help locating while we were here?
No, the way this episode ends is you're in Harp City and you have no leads and you have 24 hours.
Bomb, bomb.
Oh, shit.
However that sound effect goes.
24 hours in Harp City will make an excellent episode title.
Are we going to play it like 24? Every scene's an hour of the day?
No.
Boom, boom.